Hey, what's up, guys? Scavenger Reviews here. Before we get into the video, check out this cool thing I bought today. It's got a skull on it. It's a zipper lighter. Check it out. That's actual flame, baby. There you go. But, anyways, this is, Tremors 4. And I don't know why I said it like, what's the goal? Anyways, this is Tremors 4. And I really wish I had a cowboy hat, man. I had one back in the day. I mean, I think at some point in every person's life, male or female or whatever, you gotta own a cowboy hat. Whether you own like a really fancy one, or whether you own like a little stupid toy one, or like those Bud Light beer ones. I want to get one of those, honestly, because I'm a nerd. I'm a beer nerd. But anyways, because this is a western. Pew pew bow bow. And I just figured it was a pretty cool time to show off my lighter. There wasn't really any smoke in this movie. There was like a little bit, but you know, that's that's pure. That's fuel, alright. I don't know why I smelled it. But I actually chose to watch, and what's weird is I just kind of did it on a whim. I didn't really go in with this plan. I watched the director's commentary with it. And listening to the director talk and stuff like that is always a really cool thing. I would really recommend it. If you've never watched a director's commentary, then those people like me who have like tons and tons of fun facts, and as you're watching the movie, I'm like, hey, did you know that he actually broke his toe in that scene and that's why he screams so much? I'm that guy, Be that guy. And if you want to be that guy, you gotta listen to the director's commentaries. Or just watch a YouTube video about it. But hey, knowledge is knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge. And if you notice, I'm kind of taking a while to actually talk about the movie. That's because I don't have a lot to say. It's not a bad movie. No, really, it's not a bad movie, but it's just not my favorite. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's got its diehards. I'm sure it's got like a whole bunch of people that really love it and wish we would have gotten more back in the past Tremor movies. Maybe. It's fine for what it is. You know what I mean? Like I liked it. I enjoyed it. Don't need it again though. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely of the original 4 because I had the 4-pack as a kid. Sitting right here actually. But I had the 4-pack as a kid. Like this is what I got on like whatever birthday it was. I don't remember. And I would just watch it like over and over. Well, watch those like over and over. But the 4th one, if I didn't feel like watching it, I didn't feel like watching it. You know what I mean? Like when I did my marathon, I would watch like 1, 2, and 3, slam them back to back to back, and then 4, I'd watch it some of the time. It's just, again, it's not even a bad movie. In fact, I like it. It had a few moments that I like really remembered. And like not too many like quotable moments. Like number 3 has some quotable moments. Like when they're in the not a shack, a mobile home, I think. Yeah, when they're in the mobile home, and they shoot the one, and then like another one starts flying, and they're like, reload. Like that's a quotable moment. When Boat in the second movie says, I am completely out of ammo. If you watch my video on the second movie, I like that scene. There's no quotable moments. There's no like standout cool action that happens. I appreciate it. I like the setting. I like that it's a little different. You get to see like the town when it was first starting out, and you get Hiram Gummer, who is the great grandfather of Burt Gummer, and you get to see all the stuff. But I don't know. It's just so I'll give it some positives. The effects are so much better. I mean, the last video and the last movie, I was talking about how the CGI, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't there. But the effects in this movie, so they don't really use CGI too much. And I actually know I can, you know, I was watching the director's commentary, like I said, so I was like pointing out. He was pointing out, the director, like the different spots that they use, like miniatures, full scale models, and CGI. And they really only use CGI for like whenever the Tremors got shot. You know, they'd have like a little puff of smoke, and whenever you saw them moving under the ground, you know, that was supposed to be that motion. That was also CGI. But besides that, it was all miniatures and actual full scale models, and it really holds up. Like, there's one scene towards the end of the movie where you can really tell it's like a miniature being moved like this, like rah, 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 you know. But it's only 5-6 seconds long, you know. But besides that, the effects really hold up. I really appreciate the effects. I appreciate, you know, the artistry that went into it, and y'all ever seen that clip of the, I think it's like the guys on the TV show, they're like TV show hosts, and he's talking about how, he's like, these young ladies, they're not learning from mom, they're not learning how to cook from their moms, and their moms aren't teaching them, we're losing recipes, you know? That's kind of how I feel about like movie effects and stuff like that, you know? Because now, why bother doing it anything the practical way? And I'm not even being like hater or you know oh, we should always do it the old fashioned way, because no, there is no reason to do it the old fashioned way unless you're just like a stickler, so like hearing him go through all the effects of like how to make something, like for instance, he talked about how the railroad, not railroad, but like, well, they are railroad tracks. They're just not for a car. I mean, not for a train. They're for like a mine cart. And he talked about how like the railroad tracks of the mine cart were actually completely fake, and like made out of wood and just painted to look metal. They'd be CGI now, And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I'm not being one of those like movies aren't made the way they were 100 years ago, so they're bad. No, I think that's a pretty dumb, kind of like way to look at it, But I don't know. Listening to the guy talk about it, you can tell like the love he had for the series, because he was talking about how like stuff we did on number one we're now doing on number four. Like you can tell he clearly had love for the series. And this dude really just fucking loves like this one particular train. I'm serious. Watch like, you don't even need to watch the whole movie, but watch like the first 15 minutes or so of the movie on the director's commentary track. This dude, there's this steam engine that like he, excuse me, that he puts in like every single shot whenever they're in the town. And on the director's commentary, he's just fucking loves this train. He points it out every single time. He's like, "Oh, there's the engine. There's the steam engine. There's the engine again." And he just fucking loves this train. And what's funny is he actually wrote into the end of the movie how they like, saved the day, is they use the train in a way to do that. And that's just like, I love it, dude. Excuse me, sorry about that. But I love it, dude. I love how his fascination with it got to be used in a film. Like, I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy for you. That's super awesome. And like, God, like I said, there's just not a lot to say, to say about this one, I'm not even trying to shit on it, because I do like it. I just, it's always been like kind of the black sheep. I mean, even like, people might have their qualms about 5, 6, and 7, and yeah, 5, 6, and 7 aren't exactly good movies either. I'm gonna watch it right after this though, but at least they're still set in the same universe. Well, I mean, it's all set in the same universe, but at least it's still the same character. We got Burt Gummer. It's not like some. Well, that's what I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking about it while I was working on something the other day, and it's like an Elseworld story, okay? Like in Batman, like in DC Comics in general, not just Batman. But you know how like comics will come out, and you'll be like interested, and like you're like, all right, this is going good, and then it hits you with some random Elseworld story where like Batman, in a alternate universe on Earth, 42069 got blasted back into the past and is now like a caveman and fighting Mr. Freeze, who's like a, you know, 16th century clockwork guy. It's like, this is cool. I like this. Really, I do. But like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? That's like Tremors 4. It's cool, I like it, but it doesn't really have to do with anything. It's kind of irrelevant to the whole series. It's to the point I thought about skipping it. I was going to go straight to Tremors 5, but then I was like, you can't do that. That's wrong. I got to, especially because of number 2. I can't go Tremors 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I gotta do it right. So I did it right. And that's kind of why I decided to watch the movie with the commentary track, because it's not the best movie. One thing I do want to point out that was like kind of a cool scene that I would pull up, but I don't have it on my TV just yet. But anyways, the scene where like, what is he called? Black Hand something. He's the gunslinger guy. Anyways, the gunslinger is like when they first introduce him in the movie, he's in the thing and they're talking about how he's gonna shoot indoors, and the one lady's like, nobody shoots indoors in China, because she's Chinese, and stuff like that. And what's funny is there's the kid Fu Yan, and he's over by the apples, like they have apples and stuff because they're sitting in a store talking to him, and the gunslinger guy is like, hey kid, toss me that apple real quick. And they think he's gonna shoot at the apple, and he's like, you want me to toss it up in the air? And he's like, no, right at me, I can catch it. And he talks like this. He actually is really cool. He's kind of like a stereotypical like cowboy. Like, they didn't sound like that, but I love that they went so hard with it. He's like, toss it right at me, I'll catch it. And then he throws the apple, and he just catches the apple. It's like the perfect, and everybody's looking at him. He's taking a bite, and everybody's looking at him. He's like, what? What, you thought I was gonna shoot it? Excuse me. And I don't know. And then, they're like, well, and Hiram is like, well, we were expecting a display of your fortitude or whatever, or your skill set or whatever. And at that, he shoots. There's like a meat log hanging from the wall, and he shoots the rope. And then, as it's falling, shoots 2 bullets into the meat log, like before it hits the ground. It's pretty cool, And I like that scene. Besides that, there's just no scenes in that one. In this one, like you notice 1, 2, and 3. I'm pulling up the movie and I'm showing you like, oh, check out this scene. Oh, check out this scene. Watch that here. I don't know, man. Like, I could be doing that. I could show you guys like the difference of like the props and stuff like that. And like I said, they don't really rely on CGI as much, and it looks a lot better. Like, that is definitely a compliment to the movie. I'm not gonna take that away from it. That is a compliment to the movie. Is that the CGI? I mean, not the CGI, but like the look of the movie, the practical effects and stuff, so much better than the last one. Might not be as good a movie in my opinion, but it is significantly a better looking movie in my opinion. So that is definitely like kudos to you, props to you, pun intended. But God, guys, that's like about it. I don't know, pretty short one. I'd say it's definitely still worth a watch. If you are going through the Tremors movies, don't skip it. It's worth a watch. But anyways, I've been Scavenger Reviews. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Scavenger Reviews. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And if you disagree and this is actually like your favorite movie, let me know. Like, we can discuss. I've been Scavenger. Catch you guys on the next one.